Hi, I hope you're all having a great day today. Today's video is going to be very similar to my last one, and it's going to be a very chatty video. I'm wearing the same clothes as the last one. I'm trying to get 2 filmed today and slowly get them edited and get them out over this week. But I have had a ton of questions on my last video, which was my entire Chanel collection. One question was, you forgot to put in your J12 watch, which I did. I don't have it on today to show you, but I have done several videos on that if you want to see it, and that is still in my collection. But the most questions were, where is your reissue? Did you sell your reissue? Did you forget to put your reissue in the video? What did you do with your reissue? So I'm going to tell you the story of what happened to my reissue. It was absolutely the worst luxury buying experience I have ever experienced. It was awful, but that is not why I returned it. Let me start at the beginning. I have a Chanel sales associate that I work with very consistently, and I was trying to purchase this bag from her. She was not getting it in, could not get it transferred in, and she finally told me, you go to this store, they have it, and you can purchase it there. So I called the store up, and the sales associate answered, said they had one new in the back. Very pushy, as a lot of these sales associates are. You need to buy it now, it's going to be gone. My attitude on that is, if it's gone, it's gone. There's always another bag someday, and especially with something like a classic, eventually I'll be able to find it, even though those are a little difficult, but I'm not going to be pressured. Thought about it for a few days. I called him back. I called him on Friday. I called him back on Tuesday to order the bag. He said the one he had sent me the pictures of was currently on display, but there was another new one in the back. And so he sent me pictures of that, and I said, yes, I'll buy it. And I paid for expedited shipping to get it on Friday. My regular sales associate overnights things like that to me for free because I'm spending so much money, but I paid for 2-day shipping extra, which was fine, not a big deal. And so did the process, and I also used my double points day of choosing. He did not ring that, and so he had to void that transaction and redo it, and it was correct. I have my double points and all that stuff on there. I got Wednesday, I didn't get any notification about shipping. Thursday, it was clear the bag had not shipped yet, and there's no way it's going to be to me on Friday. May was the craziest month I have had in years. I had my husband's family stay with us for a week. My parents came twice. My sister and brother-in-law came. We went to visit our daughter for a weekend, and we took both children to California for a week. So it was just a crazy, hectic month, and I needed to get this on Friday before all of the stuff started. So I text my sales associate on Thursday, and I'm like, I can see it hasn't shipped yet. What's going on with that? He's like, I'm off today. I go, you were working yesterday. Why didn't it ship yesterday? So I called the store, and I asked for the Chanel department, and I asked to speak to the manager. I'm told the manager has stepped out for a moment, but will return my call very soon. I still haven't gotten that phone call. So that didn't work. So I called back after a little while. I'm like, they're not going to call me back. And got the operator again, who transferred me to somebody else. And whoever they transferred me to, she was like, I don't know why you're talking to me. And she transferred me to shipping. And shipping is like, this is highly unusual for a customer to call. I'm like, I didn't. I got transferred to you. Nothing to do with it. Very, very nice gentleman. So sweet. I explained my situation. He was able to look up my order, and he said, yes, you should have shipped yesterday. I will overnight it for you. And he said, he went so far to say, would you like it in the morning or would you like it in the afternoon? And I said, the morning, please. And it came in the morning, and he was like one of the best things in this luxury experience. I wish I had gotten his name for the survey, which I did not take because I do not like negativity, but I would have put his name just as, a positive person that I spoke with, but I did not catch his name. So the bag comes on Friday. I am super excited. I unbox it. It's beautiful. I'm thrilled. I put it away. I'm busy. I got, things to do, family coming, and just to throw in a little FYI, I do not ever buy anything to unbox it for YouTube ever. An example of that is my black Lady Dior. I got that brand new from the boutique. I was filming the unboxing. I noticed the flaws, that it was the floor model that I saw. I could have continued filming it and put it up, you know, like clickbait, look what Dior did to me. That's not who I am. That's not what I do. I stopped the recording. I deleted it, called Dior, and sent the bag back. So never, ever, ever, ever. I mean, that's just such a waste of time and money and energy and all that good stuff. So very happy with it, put it away. And, you know, I'm checking my points balance, and about, I don't know how many days later, and I only got single points. And so I call up and I get a very nice lady. She's like, yes, absolutely, should have had double. I can see that. It's gonna get added in about, you know, 3 to 5 business days. So I wait that long, it's not added. I call back, I get a different representative who says, and let me back up a little bit, I didn't say this part of the story. When I bought the bag, I used a $400 points gift card, however you want to word it, but I got $400 off the bag. As I've said many, many times, the jumbo that I bought last year, that is the maximum I will ever spend on a bag ever. So I got the reissue for the same amount for $5,500, which was the price before the increase. And she's like, when you bought the reissue, you used a $400 point card, which was from the reissue. I'm like, that's not possible. For any of you who have any of the points loyalty programs, be it Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus, Saks, whoever it is, you know when you make a purchase that day, you cannot apply the points from that purchase to that purchase. They don't let you do that. It doesn't happen. So I'm like, no, you know, that's not how it worked, and can I please speak with a supervisor? And I'm on hold. Their music is so loud and it's just repetitive. It's like one tune, it repeats and repeats. I already have hearing damage. I'm like, I'm gonna be deaf by the time, you know, I'm done with all this. I get a supervisor. She starts off with, you use the 400, you know, from the reissue towards the reissue, and I'm just like, no, I didn't. I may not be good at much, but my shopping math it's good. I'm right. I mean, I know I'm right. I am very good at shopping math. I've got that down to a science. She's like, hold on, let me look into it. She comes back, she's like, you're correct. You're missing like 12,000 points, which is another $100 gift card. So I should have gotten a $200 gift card from this purchase, even after using the $400 gift card on the purchase. She's like, my supervisor's not here. I will speak with her when she gets back and I will return your call. A few days go by. She has not returned my call. I call back and ask for her. I get her and she's like, oh, I was just about to call you. Yeah, all right, sure you were. But she's like, it's still not fixed. I've made my supervisor aware of it and I'm gonna call you back in a few days. Again, no call back. And at this point we're in California and I actually called from there. I'm like, you know, I just need to get this taken care of and just follow up on it. And I called and got somebody totally different. And actually, no, I called and they said she had stepped away from her desk, and I left a message and they said she would call me back. She has yet to call me back too. So I'm like, okay. We get home and I call again and a couple of times, and I got, again, somebody telling me the same thing, that I used the $400 was part of what went to, you know, purchase the bag from the bag. And I'm like, you can't do that. You cannot do that. And so I asked for a supervisor again. I got the person whose voice, when you call, tells you what button to push. They were so incredibly rude to me. I was just utterly shocked. And this person was saying the same thing. You used your points from the reissue to purchase the reissue. I'm like, may I please speak with your supervisor? So they transfer me to the boss that the original supervisor said that she had spoken to. She's like, hold on for a moment, let me check it out. I mean, this has been hours of my life so far, hours. I'm on hold, she comes back, she goes, you're absolutely right. There's a glitch in the system, and we do owe you the 12,000 points. And she said, I think I'm the first person that spoke with you about this. And I was like, okay, well that makes sense because you're one of the few that got it. And she's like, I'm gonna call you back and you know, we're gonna get this taken care of. And I said, well, can you please let me know when you're gonna call me back? This is like on a I don't know, maybe like a Friday. And she's like, oh, I'm going to be off several days, so I'll call you back next Thursday. I said, okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. In the meantime, everybody's left, everybody's gone. I'm finally back to normal. And I haven't at this point tried my things in the bag. I have tried it on my shoulder a few times, but I pretty much kind of looked at it and put it away and just was busy. So I finally tried my things into the bag. And I like how everything fits. It's a little bit bigger than the medium and a little bit smaller than the classic jumbo. And I'm like, this is a good, a good size. I liked it, everything fit in it. And so I sit it down on my dresser, and I have a little example for you. I have my medium flap here. I put my things in it and I try it on my shoulder, and I'm like, I'm definitely gonna keep it. I love this bag, it's great. Set it down on the dresser and it does that. And I'm like, what is going on here? So I look at it, and I will insert some pictures. The Reissue has a pointed bottom and a pointed top, and it can kind of like flatten down, but you can pop the bottom in so that it's flat and, will sit up. So I'm like, well, maybe, I turn it up and I'm looking at it. I'm like, maybe I don't have it, pushed to where it will sit up. So I pushed it in again, set it down again, and just completely face plants. I'm like, that is really, really strange. And I messed with it for a while and looked at it, and I tried different surfaces. I even went out and showed it to my husband. I'm like, do you see this? Like, doesn't it look like it should stand up? And he's like, yeah. And he didn't get it either. We're both just like very confused. So I have 3 friends who own Reissues. One had 5 of the actual Reissue, which is the only ones you're really supposed to call Reissue, are the ones that were the original Reissue. We all still call it the Reissue anyways. She had 5 of them. Another friend that had the exact same bag as me and bought it brand new. And then another friend that had the larger one, the 227, and bought it pre-loved. So there's 7 bags total with 3 friends. All of them said their bags did not flop forward. So I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. And I'm like, that's it. It's going back. I've had enough. It has been a horrible experience, and it's flopping forward. For $5,500, I should be running through this house screaming and throwing confetti at myself and just like, woohoo! That's an extremely, extremely high amount of money to me, and I should just be beyond thrilled. I shouldn't have had to deal with any stress. I shouldn't have to make one single phone call. It should have just been seamless and done correctly. But most importantly, the bag shouldn't do this. I was just like, so I told my my actual sales associate, not the one I purchased it from, and she's like, oh, it needs to relax. That's normal. It's just, you're gonna have to break it in. And I'm like, $5,500 bag won't sit up and I have to break it in? I'm like, I don't think so. And plus I talked to people that own them, 3 different people in 7 bags, and all of them said they didn't do that. The medium does lean forward a little bit if you don't have the chains in the back, but it doesn't fall forward. So for that kind of money, even if that is true, which I don't think it is because I spoke to people that own it, for me, that's not worth it. I'm like, absolutely not. Not for $5,500 am I gonna have a bag that won't sit up. I've had handbags since I was 3 years old. None of them have ever flopped forward, ever, unless I pushed them or did something to them. It was very, very, very strange. So I boxed it up. I sent it back on a Tuesday, and on Thursday, the supervisor did actually call me back. I thanked her very much for her professionalism and for getting back with me and for actually taking the time to care, and let her know that I went ahead and sent the bag back. And I love it. It's gorgeous. I love everything about it, except for the flopping forward part, but I think it's edgy, it's classic. I love all the history. I love that it's the original. Would I ever add it again? I don't know. Definitely not for $5,900. That's, especially after this experience. You know how when if you have something that, just goes wrong, it just like, you have a bad, it's kind of soured on you now. It's just like a bad feeling. So definitely, and plus I'm not ever going to spend $5,900 on a bag. No criticism, you know, for anybody that does, but that's just not me. That's above my cap. And so maybe, possibly down the line, pre-loved, maybe possibly in Europe. They do have better pricing there. But, you know, if I don't end up adding it again, let's face it, you've all seen my bags. It's not like I am going to be, you know, hurting because I don't have one more, but it is gorgeous. And I really did wish that it worked out. I really, you know, I never buy anything with the intent of returning it, and especially something that I have made a video on. If I make a video on it, I have intents of keeping it. So that is my reissue story, and that's where it went. And it just went back to the store. I didn't sell it. I do think it's beautiful, but thank you so much for watching. I know this was very long and chatty, but long, frustrating story. It was really frustrating to me, but well, it's just a handbag. It's no big deal. It's over. But I hope to talk to you soon. I hope you're having an amazing week. Take care. Bye-bye.